Once upon a time, in a quaint little village, there lived a kind and gentle girl named Ella. She was known far and wide as Cinderella, due to the ashes and cinders that always seemed to cling to her from her daily chores. Ella's mother had passed away when she was very young, leaving her in the care of her father and her stepmother, Lady Agnes, who had two daughters of her own, Anastasia and Drizella. Though Ella's life was filled with hardship, she never let it dim the light in her heart. She woke up every morning with a smile, ready to face the day's challenges. Her only companions were the birds that sang sweetly to her and the mice that scurried around the kitchen. They were her friends, and she found solace in their company. One day, an invitation arrived at the house. The king was hosting a grand ball at the royal palace, and every maiden in the kingdom was invited. Ella's stepsisters were beside themselves with excitement. They spent days fussing over their gowns and giggling about the prince they hoped to enchant. Ella's heart ached to attend the ball, but she knew her stepmother would never allow it. With a heavy heart, she watched her stepsisters prepare, secretly longing for a chance to see the grandeur of the palace. As the night of the ball approached, Ella's stepsisters grew more demanding. They insisted she help them with their hair and makeup, all the while mocking her and belittling her dreams of attending the ball. Ella, with her usual grace, did as she was told, her dreams hidden away in the depths of her heart. On the night of the ball, Ella's stepsisters and stepmother departed, leaving her alone in the house. She watched them go, tears welling up in her eyes. The night was still young, and as she gazed out the window, a soft, ethereal light filled the room. To her astonishment, a beautiful woman stood before her. "Who are you?" Ella asked, her voice trembling. "I am your fairy godmother," the woman replied, her voice soothing like a lullaby. "I have come to grant you a wish, my dear." Ella's heart leapt with joy. She wished to attend the ball, and with a wave of her fairy godmother's wand, Ella was transformed. Her tattered clothes turned into a gown of shimmering silver, and her worn-out shoes became delicate glass slippers. She was a vision of grace and beauty. But the fairy godmother had one warning. "You must return before the stroke of midnight, for when the clock chimes, your beautiful attire will vanish, and you will once again be in rags." Ella thanked her fairy godmother and set off for the palace. As she entered the grand ballroom, all eyes turned to her. The prince himself was captivated by her beauty, and they danced the night away. Ella had never felt happier in her life, but as the clock began to strike midnight, she remembered her fairy godmother's warning. She fled from the palace, leaving behind one of her glass slippers. The prince searched the kingdom for the mysterious maiden whose beauty had enchanted him. When he arrived at Ella's house, her stepsisters tried to squeeze their feet into the glass slipper, but it was futile. It only fit Ella. The prince and Ella were reunited, and he declared his love for her. They were married in a grand ceremony where they all lived happily ever after. And so, the girl known as Cinderella found her true love, proving that kindness and grace could overcome even the harshest of circumstances.